Good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim. Well, let's make a cup of coffee, and it's story time. Well, first of all, what I want to talk about before I get into my big story this morning is a lot of you have been contacting me regarding the weather that's coming. I really appreciate it. I'm concerned too. I don't know what to do. Hang on one second. I'm gonna. Takes me 2 seconds to make a cup of coffee with my setup. All I gotta do is I crunch the bottles so I have more room, you know. Try this trick, you'll love it. Let's see here. Get a coffee out. What do I use last? I use a McDonald's coffee. I'm just grabbing whatever comes to my hand, and I'm actually getting a little low. Not low, but in my thing here is low. What is this one? Whatever it is, it's going in there. I don't even know. I need a little bit more water, of which I have plenty right here. Sorry I'm talking to you with my back turned. Well, I got some very positive feedback regarding the motorcycle story. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. It was fun for me. Sorry about that. It was fun for me to reminisce about it. And as I was telling the story, it was coming back to me more and more and more. Get my half and half out here. I'll hear about that. And yeah, I was just going back in time, and I have had a very eclectic life. I've done some adventurous things. I've got quite a few stories that we can get into. But let's real quickly talk about this weather that's coming to Jacksonville today. That anybody, no matter where you are, you can't escape it. It's going to affect. Now the media, you know, they like to really warn you and scare you about the high winds, and I'm sure it's all true. And it's very disconcerting when you live in a camper and you don't have a windbreaker or anything. But I really don't have much to worry about as far as like debris blowing towards me or anything. It's just worrying about, you know, blowing over or, you know, I have my one wheel over here. My property is a little bit like this, enough so that I had to put those things under the tires that level your camper. You know, I could have probably dug a hole with a shovel and rolled these wheels down in and you know, eliminated that. But I worry about this thing kind of falling off those orange things. It probably won't do it, but you know, how high winds or whatever it could. So I was going to hook up the camper this morning at daylight to the crusher and pull this crasher out of here and just go down to a Cracker Barrel or Walmart parking lot down there in Sarasota or Tampa area, anywhere south of where this storm has kind of come across from the panhandle here all the way across Jacksonville. But it's moving very, very fast, and there's going to be a lot of winds. It only takes a second. So I don't know what to do. It's a lot of work, you know, putting everything out of the cupboards that, you know, would topple over for towing it. You got to disconnect the hoses and the water hose. That only takes a second, I guess. And then hooking the camper up with the weight distribution hitch and all this stuff. It's not that big a deal, really. I'm making it more of a deal in my mind because maybe I don't want to do it. So I'm thinking about probably pulling the slides in. It's supposed to hit here about 12 or 1 o'clock. And just making this thing a little more aerodynamic and just going off somewhere in my truck and let it sit here because it will be very uncomfortable to be inside of it with the slides in, and just hope for the best. I mean, what can I do if I stood here except hear it buffering me and be a little scared or could turn over on me? So I'll just make it a little bit, you know, less, more aerodynamic, pull the slides in, batten down the hatches, pull my chairs in, you know, do whatever I got to do to keep things outside. And my little mat out there on the ground and everything, and just you know, go somewhere. There's truck stops, there's libraries, there's all these places I can go and just sit there for a couple hours, because that's all it's going to take as this thing passes very quickly from west to east. Here's my coffee. So I won't tell the story on this video because I want to tell the story on a video of its own. I'm just talking this morning a little bit about what's happening. Speaking of what's happening, check out that mug. I'm so glad I have my Sarasota Tim mug and this mug to rotate off of. My Sarasota Tim mug is in the sink. Also, switching gears on you, the audio. I have been battling using microphones and trying to figure it out, and I got some comments yesterday, and I do appreciate the feedback regarding the sound. I apologize for the tinny sound. Most people don't say anything, but those with a good ear or noticed it that tell me that's what I needed to hear. So the little $25 microphone I got, that a piece goes in the phone and a piece goes on you clip it on you. It's actually not bad, but yesterday when I was telling the story, I just laid it down on the table in front of the phone and figured it would pick me up pretty good. And it was cold, so the heater was going off and on. And I didn't want the noise of the furnace to, you know, make the audio not good. And generally the microphones will filter that out. But as it turned out, I guess it wasn't the best audio in the world. You got to have good audio. People can watch a video that's got bad video, but they're not going to watch a video that they can't hear or understand. So audio is very important. That's why I keep going around and around with this microphone dilemma I'm going to get, or trying to use. And you can't get cheap on yourself. I mean, there's the DJI and there's the Rode, R-O-D-E microphone. Those are the two that vloggers, YouTube creators, professionals with a, they call it a lavalier mic, use to cancel out outside wind noise and even indoor, because the microphone on the iPhone, once you step away too far, you don't hear it. But anyway, we'll get to the story now. Let's go ahead and end this video. The weather's coming. It's 5 minutes till 5. It's 4:55 a.m. I got up at 3. I sat here and watched the news. They got some crap on the TV that hour in the morning where they're trying to sell you some lock your title or somebody can steal your house. I mean, they got some crazy stuff on at 3 o'clock in the morning. But I put it on my phone there, and I was watching Action News Jacksonville. They call it Jack. Everybody refers to Jacksonville as Jax. Jax Beach, Action Jacks. So, you know, I'm learning the ropes up here. I love Jacksonville. Jacksonville has been really nice. The people, the culture is so different. Not that there's anything wrong with South Florida, but you can just see. It's like when you go from Miami or South Florida to Alabama or North Carolina, or you go from North Carolina, Alabama to New York City. There's a difference. And you just don't hear Southern accents or Southern people that much down there in Palm Beach County. It's mostly people from New York, New Hampshire, New Jersey, new this, new that. One of those new places, the Northeast, because they say that 95 kind of goes all the way from New York and funnels people down that way. And then on the west coast of Florida, it's more of a Midwestern people because of I-75. It takes them from Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and those places down that way. And I guess people just follow the path, you know. But here I am in Jacksonville, Florida. I thought I had to worry about hurricanes and everything like that down there in Palm Beach County. And up here, I guess a lot of the storms in the winter, the weather systems, like in Georgia and Atlanta when I lived there, they track from the west to the east, and you're right in the way. They just come right through here. So they just come railroading in one after the other. So I don't know if I'm going to hook it up this morning and tow it down to the Gainesville area or somewhere and then bring it back and set it all up, or, you know, take my chances. I really don't know. I'm going to pray about it. You can pray about it. Pray for safety. I will probably tighten her up and pull the slides in because it's such a big story about the weather. It wouldn't make any sense to leave anything out that could be, you know, bent or something like that. I had that one experience down there in Palm Beach. I don't know what happened. It might have been the jacks. The whole trailer moved and the thing tweaked. Something tweaked. It sounded like something popped bad. So I'm going to do that at least, and I'll decide. But thank you for your concerns. So prepare for outages. They're talking about. Oh boy, yeah, it's going to be. Who knows? So let's get to storytelling. It's something that you'll really enjoy, and I think that you will. I appreciate you listening. If you're wanting to live your life, folks, don't let the distractions bother you with the media, the weather, or anything else. Live your life. Start your life every day because it could be the last. Make sure that no matter what, every day when you get out of bed, after you make your bed, crush it.